Arizona against Washington State. Arizona is off a bye, but Washington State now just has that aura from an ATS perspective of just a team that's very difficult to bet against. They've only lost one game against the spread all season long. It's been this way for a few years now with Washington State. Arizona, though, again, off a bye. They've also been good against the spread, and Washington State is laying a big number here. What do you think, Al?
Well, you touched on the most important factor for me anyway, in this game, and that is the fact that Arizona is off the bye week. And it's really important at this time of the season to get the bye, not so much so in the middle or early part of the season, but when you get in the late stages of the year, it's crucial. And if you go back to 1980 at game number 9 forward, rested teams off a win in their previous game, they've cashed 63% as underdogs of 7 or more points, coming off that bye week. So that's a big factor for me here. That's probably the main reason why I want to take the points with Arizona. I also think Washington State going 9-1 ATS is slightly overvalued, but hey, they play very disciplined football. Mike Leach is coaching them really well this season. So, it's not a fluke that they're 9-1 ATS, but I think this is a good spot to take Arizona.
All right, well, it is a split line, 9.5 or 10. We'll give you Arizona plus 10, minus 110. And yeah, 2 games ago, they did have a game similar to this with a similar point spread. They were a 7.5-point favorite. They won the game, nice win, but they just were a little bit too big of a favorite, and that was their only loss ATS on the year. It was at home. Maybe we're seeing something similar here. What do you think, Ian?
Yeah, I think Al was watching the SBR roundtable this morning. No, he knows what late season bye weeks are about because I mentioned that on the roundtable. It's a great point. Yeah, it's a great point by Al, though. It's a great point. Late season bye weeks. And I said it on the roundtable this morning about Hawaii. Hawaii's got a late season bye week going into this week, too. These are teams that have been playing football for, 8 weeks straight in a lot of cases when they get these bye weeks in November. Defenses are tired. Injuries are piling up. Fatigue, attrition is wearing down some of these football teams. To get the bye week this late in the season, it's like a breath of fresh air. You reset the batteries. You got more energy, and you just feel like a different, revitalized football team coming out of the bye weeks. You can't undersell the importance of bye weeks this deep into the season when we're talking early to mid-November in college football. And Arizona's got that here, certainly. And from an overvalued versus undervalued scenario, who's the overvalued team? It's probably Washington State. I mean, the power rating can't get any higher on Washington State. They can't play any better than they have. Arizona had that dismal start, but don't look now. They've covered 3 straight in a row in the last 3 games. They're off the bye. Khalil Tate's playing better. Defense still is not that great. That's my big concern here, but can see what Al's thinking here with Arizona here. They're the undervalued team. It's not Washington State. I'm going to stay off the side just because Washington State's very good. Their pass offense against Arizona's bad defense concerns me, but I might go over the total in this game. I think Arizona will score. Washington State will score. That's the way I'll go, and I'll make that one official over in that game.
Over in the okay.
Yeah, and there's also one other issue here. Washington State obviously has qualified for a bowl game. If they beat Washington the next time, they'll be in the Pac-12 championship game. So they've obviously going to have an eye toward that game. But Arizona needs to win one more game to qualify for a bowl game. They're sitting at 5-5. They've got this game. They've got their rivalry game on deck against Arizona State. So they've got to get one out of those 2 games to get to the bowl game. So they've got that extra incentive as well. And I think that can be in play as, for them catching this big number. So I'm going to take the points.
All right. The total is 62.5 minus 108. Makes me a little bit nervous because Washington State's last game at home, again, that win, but ATS loss against California was very low scoring. I know California has a great defense, but this is a high total. Washington State does not, far from always play explosive offensive games, Ian. A high total in the low 60s. You still like the over anyway, right?
Yeah, I do. I think Arizona will play with pace. Washington State will. Arizona's defense is nowhere near what Cal's is. Washington State will get theirs, but you can't take away Arizona's offense has improved lately. Tate's not quite playing the way he did it last year, but he's closer to looking like the Tate of last year than he did early this season when he was banged up. The offensive line was struggling, dealing with injuries, couldn't protect or block properly. Arizona's starting to iron out the kinks offensively the last few weeks, so I do think we see points.
All right, maybe we combine those and think about the Arizona team total over, which should be at the current lines less than 27. Ian Cameron on the over and Al McMorty taking Arizona plus 10.
Hey guys, thanks for tuning in to our channel. Now we've put a lot of work into producing all these free videos, so please help us out and keep all our content free for you forever by simply liking, sharing, commenting, and subscribing. Now, not to mention, a visit to our industry-leading website will warm the hearts of all our SBR employees, especially myself. Now, the links are over there to the left, so do check those out. Thanks for watching.